It's game night here at Terrific TV Toys, and we have got something that's going to be a lot of fun, and it's straight out of Hazzard County. A Dukes of Hazzard card game. I love it, I love it! This one was made really at the height of the Dukes of Hazzard merchandising, 1981. You can see the date on the box. There was a ton of stuff hitting the store shelves at that time, 1981, 1982. Lots of good Dukes of Hazzard stuff. And this is something I picked up at a toy show in Metro Detroit in 2016. I was thinking it looked very cool. I had to check it out. And I'm actually thinking about giving it to a friend of mine who collects Dukes of Hazzard stuff after I show it to you. It's in okay shape. The box has quite a bit of wear on it, and it is taped on the back. I went on eBay and other sites online and just to see if I could find this thing and maybe what it was going for, and eBay had one that was new, sealed in the plastic, but not in a box, on a card, like with the two decks. You know how they always used to, and I think they still do, package Uno cards sealed in the plastic side by side in a box like this. Well, this had the two decks in their plastic, but on a card instead. $35 unopened, so that was interesting. I paid, you can see, $5 for this at that toy show. And it's from the makers of Uno, which is IGI, as stated here on the back of the box, and I love me some Uno, so that was another appeal to getting this card game, as if the Dukes of Hazzard appeal was not enough. And I have not opened this box yet. I'm going to discover it along with you right now. This is kind of an out-of-the-box experience in that sense, although it has clearly been opened. So there's one half of the deck. And there's another, and we've got the istruzioni here, we would say in Italian. I know that was super dorky. Instructions. Dukes of Hazzard card game. A wild, wacky, fun card game that the folks from Hazzard County would be proud of. For 2 to 8 players, ages 6 to adult. Another family fun game from the makers of Uno. And I happen to believe whoever invented the game of Uno is just a super person. All right, so let's set that aside for the moment because I want to look at these cards. Wonder if, ooh, hey, it is almost like they haven't been played with. I love that. Look at how they are in order here. Okay, so we've got the parking ticket, Hazzard County parking ticket, only $2. What a deal. So take 2, it says there. So there are several, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those? Wow, okay. I guess my mind is drawing comparison with the Uno game, and I have a feeling this is really not going to be anything like actual Uno. Hog Wild. Okay, so that's evidently a wild card. Take 4. I'm not sure what the -5 and -10 is, but I'm sure we'll see that when we get into the instructions. And so there's 4 of those. And then we get into the character cards here with red lettering. Luke. He's a 10-pointer, evidently, and there's a bunch of him. Luke and Uncle Jesse at 5. Daisy, as played by Catherine Bach, at 5. There's Cooter Ben Jones, 5. Then Bo at 10. Okay. Here's what the other side looks like. The Dukes of Hazzard, with the trademark and everything actually on both sides. Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers Inc., 1981. All right, the other half of the deck. Speed Trap cards. Lose your turn when that is played, evidently. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. Hazzard County Clout. -5. Roadblock. There's Flash. Oh, little Flash. Whoop. I do a really good Flash imitation, by the way. I know I'm seriously getting way too carried away. I have not had coffee or alcohol before this episode, I'll have you know, but I guess you put Dukes of Hazzard in front of me and I really get carried away. There's a bunch of Flash cards. Cletus for 5. Roscoe for 10. Boss Hog. There's a regular Boss Hog card for 10. Okay, so that's what the cards look like. Before you start, you need pencil and paper or an official Dukes of Hazzard score pad available at most toy game departments. Oh, okay, so there was a part sold separately with this game. Object, to be the first to score 500 points. This is done by melding, laying your cards on the table as quickly as possible so you can go out, play your last card in order to catch other players with cards in their hands and little or no meld on the table. So you go out by losing all your cards and you catch other people with cards in their hand. That's a similarity with Uno. Here are your good guy character cards. So it lists all those: Bo, Luke, Uncle Jesse, Daisy, and Cooter. You can meld the good guys in 2 ways. Make a group of 3 or more of the same character, like 3 Bows, or make a sequence of 3 or more of different characters, Bo, Uncle Jesse, and Cooter, for instance. Bad guys, Boss Hog, Roscoe, Cletus, and Flash cards. Flash is not a bad guy, or even a bad girl. You can meld the bad guys in 2 ways. Make a group of 3 or more, like 3 Boss Hogs. Make a sequence of 3 or 4 characters, Boss Hog, Roscoe, and Flash, for instance. You can add to the cards you've already laid on the table. Almost like Rummy in that way. You're laying down cards and then you can add to them, and you're doing runs similar to what you do in Rummy. Adding, so you can add to a meld the cards laid on the table by adding any number of the same character cards to the group, by adding new character cards to a sequence. You cannot mix good guys and bad guys. That's an interesting social commentary. Here are your action cards and values. Roadblock, -5 points. Okay, so maybe that's when you get those stuck in your hands. Somebody goes out and you have those cards stuck in your hands. That's maybe what these points mean in the upper corner. Okay, when you play a roadblock card, you can take another turn and reverse the direction of play. When you play a speed trap card, the player whose turn is next goes to jail for a day, loses 1 turn, in other words. However, the player must still follow the directions of action cards played to them. Okay, so that person you play that on loses their turn. And where was that roadblock card? Maybe it was on this side. I just wanted to take another look at that. Okay, roadblock, reverse. Okay, so it does say reverse there. That's similar to Uno as well. Parking ticket. When you play the parking ticket card, the next player gets a $2 fine, draws 2 cards, in other words. May not meld or discard. Hazzard County Clout. If you have this card and use it, it cancels the speed trap and parking ticket penalties. Okay. And then it penalizes the player who played the card on you by taking away their turn. Oh, we love that. So that Clout card is the one to have. Clout card is the only action card that can be taken from the discard pile by the next player when used as a discard and not used to cancel a speed trap or parking ticket. Did you get all that? Hog Wild. When playing the Hog Wild card, the next player has made Boss Hog angry and must draw 4 cards from the draw pile. May not meld or discard. Okay. So that's your draw 4, similar to Uno. Okay. Well, that's it in a nutshell. So you have to get rid of all your cards to go out. The scoring, the player going out scores 50 bonus points in addition to the value of all cards he has melded. Okay, so what you've laid down counts for you when you go out, and then you get 50 bonus points. And then the other players receive the value of the cards they have laid down, melded, minus the value of the cards left in their hand. All right, the first player to score 500 points is the winner. Okay, that just sounds like a lot of fun. I'm kind of anxious to play. All right, well, maybe when I give this one to my friend, we can get together with other friends who love Dukes of Hazzard and just give this one a test drive. All right, thanks for watching. Another fun episode of Who Knows What coming at you probably next week. Stay tuned.